Hello nurses, welcome back to our channel. Another important concepts on nursing ang pag-uusapan natin ngayon, which is your hematologic system. Specifically, we will be talking about the anatomy and physiology of this particular system. This is in preparation po sa pag-uusap natin or yung mga pag-uusapan nating hematologic disorders that we're going to tackle on the succeeding videos after this one. So if bago ka pa lang sa channel na ito, don't forget to subscribe, hit that like button, comment, and share this video to your friends who are also interested with this video. Let's get it on and discuss your hematologic system. From the word itself, hematologic, hema means blood. So for this video, we are going to talk about your blood. So blood, when I talk about blood, the anatomy of blood, okay, blood is about 8% of our total body weight. The other 92% comprises of your other fluids. Once we extract that blood from your blood vessels, we will be getting the whole blood, and the whole blood will be then divided into two portions. We have the fluid part or the liquid part and the solid part. The fluid part is the yellow part there, which is the plasma, and the solid part is the formed part, which is your blood cells. Plasma is made up of several molecules such as your water and other solutes plus protein. Majority of your plasma is made up of water, which is about 91%, which makes sense because our body is really majority water. Protein is very important in our body, okay, especially in the regulation of fluids in our body, okay, because of the function of your albumin that maintains now your osmotic or oncotic pressure. I do have other videos for that. For the fluids and electrolytes, please do check that sa ating mga video files para po mas maintindihan nyo kung paano gumagana ang fluids sa katawan natin. And of course, we also have your globulins. Your globulins naman po are proteins that is in combination to create now other particles in our body. Example nga po na gagawa together with globulin is your immunoglobulins or your Igs. Okay, which are your antibodies in our body. And of course, we have your fibrinogen that helps in the formation of clot in our body. Okay, in terms that there is injury. Other solutes includes your ions. Ions are your solute particles such as the negative and positive particles in our body, which includes your magnesium, calcium, chloride, potassium, and sodium. Nutrients are your lipids, ganyan, glucose, which is from the food that we eat, including vitamins and minerals. Then we also have your waste products, which is the byproduct of metabolism. So for example, BUN, your blood urea nitrogen from protein metabolism. Fat metabolism, meron tayong ketones. Okay, and for your gases naman po, meron tayong tinatawag na carbon dioxide and other regulatory substances. So that makes up your plasma. While your formed elements naman po is more on blood cells, which includes your platelets, leukocytes, and erythrocytes. Yan ang mga pag-uusapan natin maya-maya lang. Ngayon, ano nga ba ang function ng inyong dugo? What is the function of the blood? Blood is basically, number one, which is actually one of the most important function of blood, which is to transport oxygen all throughout our body. So after the oxygen exchange, the carbon dioxide will then be moved, okay, into the lungs, and gas exchange will take place. Carbon dioxide in exchange of oxygen will now go back to the circulation and reoxygenate our tissue. It also carries nutrients, okay, to the different parts of the body to maintain state of equilibrium in terms of the body's functioning. Another function is the formation of blood clots. This is to prevent excessive blood loss due to trauma or injury. Another one is carrying cells and antibodies that fights infection from one specific part of the body to the site of injury. Susugod dyan ang ating mga antibodies basically to kill the pathogens that will try to enter our system. We will discuss that more later on. Bringing waste products to the kidneys and liver, which filters and clean the blood and as much as possible excrete it, okay, especially kung hindi naman po siya recyclable substance in our body. Okay, and the last one is as regulatory body temperature. As we all know, Humans are warm-blooded organisms, which means that our innards are actually warm in terms of temperature. That's why and it is maintained by circulating blood, okay, sa buong katawan natin. That's why if part of the body is not receiving enough blood, okay, it would start to become cold, o yung tinatawag nating cold clammy feeling on that particular part that is not receiving enough oxygen. Now, how blood is produced, specifically your erythrocytes is produced, okay, by the release of the hormone called as your erythropoietin. The release of erythropoietin is triggered when there is low blood oxygen and will now stimulate its release through the liver and kidney, but majority po sa kidney. So once the liver and kidney is stimulated, it will now release the erythropoietin, and erythropoietin will now be mixed into the bloodstream until it reaches the bone marrow. Bone marrow is considered as the factory of blood cells. It will now be stimulated to produce now the cells that will eventually become the blood cells. Increase the number of red blood cells and increase oxygen carrying capacity of the blood, and it will go back to the system, and it will now stop the release of this erythropoietin once the fluid is already once the blood carrying oxygen is already enough. Okay, now to make it more specific, okay, everything starts from a stem cell. Stem cell will then be converted to become erythroblasts, myoblasts, monoblasts, lymphoblasts, and megakaryoblast. Erythroblasts, from the word itself, erythroblasts will become normoblasts, then later on become reticulocytes. Reticulocytes are young blood cells at pag sila ay nag-mature na through the help of your folic acid, then magiging erythrocyte na sila, or also known as your red blood cells. Your white blood cells naman will be originated from myoblasts, monoblasts, and lymphoblasts. So basically, your myoblasts will now produce your basophilic, eosinophilic, and neutrophilic metamyelocyte will be then converted to become basophil, eosinophil, neutrophils, which makes up your granulocytes of your WBCs. So monoblasts, in the other hand, will now produce the monocytes, and lymphoblasts will now produce the lymphocytes, both T and B lymphocytes, which makes up your agranulocytes. Your WBC, your leukocyte, is made up of two, either granulocytes and agranulocytes. As you can see, granulocytes includes basophil, eosinophil, and neutrophil, while your agranulocytes made up of your monocytes and lymphocytes. And the last one, for the megakaryoblast produce the megakaryocyte. This would later on become the thrombocytes, which is known as your platelets. So ano nga ba yung function ng mga blood cells na ito? Okay, so the blood cells, okay, such as your platelets, red blood cells, and white blood cells functions differently. Okay, so for the red blood cell is more on oxygen and carbon dioxide exchange, while your white blood cell naman po is to fight against infection, while platelet is for the to help blood clotting. Okay, to help blood clotting. That is why if you have a low level of red blood cells, which is known as your erythrocytopenia or simply known as anemia, may problema ka sa oxygenation. Okay, may problema ka naman to protect yourself from infection pag mababa ang white blood cells, and platelets naman is more on bleeding. We're going to elaborate more on that later on. Now, specifically your red blood cells. Red blood cells is the most abundant blood cells in our body. Okay, it is also known as erythrocytes. Erythrocytes. Now, the function is to carry the oxygen all throughout the body because it contains hemoglobin. And the normal value of this in our body is about 4.5 to 5.5. What are important concepts about your red blood cells? We need to know about your hematocrit or your hematoconcentration. So this is basically the ratio between the plasma and the red blood cells in our blood or in our body. Okay? So the higher the hematocrit, mas maraming RBC sa dugo, mas lumalapot ang dugo. At kapag mas mababa ang hematocrit, mas bumababa ang RBC sa dugo, mas dumadami ang plasma, kaya mas malabnaw ang dugo pag mababa ang hematocrit. Normal percentage niya sa ating dugo, pag lalaki is 40 to 54%, while in women is 36 to 48%. Another important concept in relation to your red blood cell is the presence of hemoglobin. I just want to emphasize that globin is made up of protein, while hemo, okay, or hemi is made up of iron. Kaya nga pag nagkakaroon tayo ng iron deficiency anemia, may problema tayo sa formation ng heme or ng hemo, kaya nagkakaroon tayo ng decreased production of hemoglobin, making it the condition iron deficiency anemia. So ano nga ba ang function ng hemoglobin sa katawan? Hemoglobin is the specific part of the red blood cell that carries the oxygen. In its color red, majority or abundant siya sa red blood cell. That's why it makes the red blood cell red. The normal level of this in our blood is 14 to 18 gram per deciliter sa lalaki and 12 to 16 gram per deciliter naman po sa babae. So, paano nga ba gumagana ito? So, from the lungs, your hemoglobin will now capture the oxygen or bond with hemoglobin. So, until iikot siya sa buong katawan, sa ating cell, mag-exchange ang oxygen to carbon dioxide. Dadalhin naman ni hemoglobin, pabalik si carbon dioxide sa lungs for the oxygenation. Okay? Doon sa ating lungs. Other one is white blood cells. White blood cells is also known as leukocytes. Leukocytes helps to protect the body against illness and diseases. And the normal value is 4,500 to 11,000 per microliter. Okay. Now, the WBC differentials is very important. We have your neutrophils, lymphocytes, monocytes, eosinophils, and your basophils. Each of these has different functions. Normal values are there. Just kindly please write it down if you want to. Now, the functions of these different WBC differentials are the following. Neutrophils kills bacteria, fungi, and other foreign debris, while monocytes naman clean up the damaged cells, yung mga sugat. Siya'y nagiging nana later on. Eosinophils increases when there is parasitic infection, cancer, and allergic response. Basophils also increases during allergic response, while lymphocytes helps fight viruses and also makes antibodies such as your T and B lymphocytes. T lymphocytes is the killer cells, while your B lymphocytes is the memory cells. Okay, that's for your WBC. And the last one is your platelet. Platelet is also known as your thrombocyte. It creates thrombus. That's why it promotes clotting to prevent bleeding. Normal value is about 150,000 to 450,000 per microliter of blood. And it is important in maintaining homeostasis by mediating blood clotting at the sites of blood vessels to stop the bleeding and damage. And of course, also participates in the inflammation, angiogenesis, or the formation of your blood vessels, innate immunity, and other non-hemostatic physiologic process in our body. Other terms that you need to know, okay, or other things that you need to know about platelets, okay? Okay, it activates, okay, or combined with other clotting factor in our body to form a clot to stop further damage and bleeding onto a particular area that is because of an injury. Okay, so important terms to know about your blood. Erythrocytosis means high level of erythrocytes, while low level naman is erythrocytopenia. Leukocytosis is high level, leukocytopenia is low level. Thrombocytosis is high level, and low level naman po ang thrombocytopenia. And if all of these blood cells increases, we call it polycythemia, at pag lahat naman bumaba, pancytopenia. Polycythemia means mataas ang kanyang lahat, so prone siya na mag-develop ng clotting, pwede siyang ma-stroke, pwede siyang magkaroon ng heart attack, and even kidney failure, okay, because of ischemia. Kasi may bumara na clot sa dugo, okay, sa ugat. While pancytopenia decreases everything, magkakaroon siya ng problema sa oxygenation, prone siya for infection kasi mababa din ang WBC, and of course, magkakaroon siya ng bleeding conditions because of low thrombocytes, okay, or thrombocytes or low thrombus formation. So lahat po yan ay very important sa ating katawan. So all of that, things that you need to know in relation to hematologic system, please do comment naman po kung taga saan kayo para alam po kung saan nakakarating ang aking videos. Thank you very much for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, and share this video. Bye for now.